Hello everyone. In this video, we'll be walking you through your entire program journey. So I'm taking you through to a flow diagram which is going to explain your overall experience, your overall different modules that you'll be learning, and what are the different phases that you'll be going through to achieve your goal. That means that's a successful placement. So starting with the flow is, this also shows you guys what is the eligibility or the student eligibility to be retained into the program till the entire end and overall completion of the program. From the moment your batch starts, which is the day one. On day one, you'll be going through an induction. It's a general meet where we talk about COCs, your basic SOP for the program. Okay, getting you guys familiar with the platform as well, setting some expectations, taking in your queries and whatnot. The next thing which starts is, as you guys might be aware of, is your trial period. It's a 2 weeks of trial period where we start with general introduction, and when the general introduction and with the onset of programming fundamentals, when it ends, we move to actual coding with programming fundamentals, which run for again 2 weeks. As you can see in the flow, that the soft skills, they happen from the very first week of your training itself. So in that week itself, you're going to have your soft skills aligned as well. Soft skill, or you could say your placement, readiness classes. Each week and each day after your classes, you're going to have assignments, and each week you're going to have weekly tests. Based in your 5th week, based on your attendance, which should not be less than 75%, yes, the number of assignments, as well as the tests, the weekly tests which are assigned to you, there will be a review. Students failing the review will be not permitted to sit for further classes. Students who will pass, they'll move on to the next stage, which is the data structures and algorithm. Again, that is of 2 weeks. Once the 2 weeks of data structures and algorithm is done, you have a MCT, which is a modules clearance test. Again, the criteria for that is students, those who are failing, that means they have scored less than 40% marks or have their attendance without cause, means there was no application, no information prior to your absence was provided, which is less than 75%, will again be removed from the program. The ones that pass, they'll move on to the next module, which is the core front-end HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, and your capstone one will also begin. So in the program, we'll be covering somewhere around 5 to 6 capstones. So your first capstone starts from here. In your first core module, which is the front end. Now you'll notice that your placement readiness classes will go side by side every week. Okay, you'll again have an MCT one. So there are 3 phases in which your whole front end is divided into. So, like for the first one, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, Capstone 1. Then comes your front end for Advanced JS, Ajax, JSON, and Capstone 2. Then is your jQuery, Sass, and React with Capstone 3. The criteria for all this 3 is the same. To pass and move on to the next module is the same. That means it is that if you fail your MCT with less than 40% marks or your attendance is less, as well as here now you have capstone projects So if you're not scoring well in your capstone, that means it's less than 40% again, the score, the students, they'll be removed from the program. The final assessment for the phase 1, after that you'll be decided that whether we'll move you to phase 2 or not. The phase 2 of your training, I'll just be talking in about a bit, but this whole program consists, your phase 1, it consists of 14 weeks. After 14 weeks, your phase 2 will begin. All right. Now, when we talk about phase 2, that is where your internship, your placement assistance, it's going to start. Your placement training, as you can say, going to start. In your internship, again, internship is an important part for each of our students, and we strongly recommend our students to follow and be a part of our internship programs, because these internship programs, as you'll see, is going to make you ready, or you could say it's going to make you industry ready. It's going to impart you with skills that are required to retain yourself in the ever-growing industry. So now when the internship begins, that's where your major projects, that you could say capstone 4, it's going to start for you. Along with that, your interview preparation, that means your placement training, will also begin. During this time, what you will be learning is, you'll be doing the back end, the core back end for 4 weeks straight. After that, again, after completing your backend, you will have again a final assessment on backend with the same criteria, that if you are failing it with less than 40% or your attendance is less than 75%, you will be removed from the program. These are some ground rules which are there, which we follow, and we would like you guys to also follow to ensure your maximum benefit out of the program. Then this is at the 18th week, where you'll be doing your final assessment for core backend. After that, if you'll pass through, you'll be sent and you'll be trained in electives. Now in electives, you will be doing cloud beginner program, as well as you'll be given an introductory sessions on system design. Again, these are some very important topics, or you could say the content which is going to make you industry ready. During that time, in your 21st week, your capstone 4 final project review will be there. Now mind you that these are the projects. This does not mean that once you are done with it, you're just going to simply submit it. You are going to have a final assessment. In the assessment, might be given a test on it, or you'll have, a viva voce on it. So based on the, at that time, you'll have reviews on your projects. Only then your project will be successfully submitted and will be evaluated by our industry experts. After that, your project review and on your scores, you will then be moved on to the next part of the training, which will be another major project, which is your capstone 5 in the program. Now, during this time, all of your placement, assessments, as well as your, overall score will be reviewed, and based on that, you'll then be moved on to the final round, which will be your capstone review for the last capstone which is there. Failing to do that, you'll again be removed from the program and there will be no placement assistance. But if you pass on that, and based on overall performance, attendance, your score, your internship review, all of that will contribute to the final assessment for your entire program which is there. This is the last step of your program, the final assessment, and based on that, then you'll be given your placement certification as well as your graduation, and then you'll be moved on for your placement support. So that will make up your guaranteed placement. And this whole program, it summarizes of 6 months of program.